Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to address this important meeting, and allow me at the outset to express gratitude to BEBA for organizing this event to discuss how the British business sector can engage with and contribute to a successful outcome in Sharm el-Sheikh and beyond, as part on green partnership between Egypt and the United Kingdom. The significance of this timely event is clear, as it comes following a highly productive COP in Glasgow that witnessed elevated political will, reflected in the near completion of the Paris Agreement rulebook, the adoption of the Glasgow Climate Pact, as well as a broad range of pledges by governments and other stakeholders. This is why we have consistently maintained that now is the time for action, as the world aspires to moving from negotiating texts to actual implementation and actions on the ground. Hence, our focus in COP27 will be on implementing the Paris Agreement and following up on pledges and past commitments. However, our meeting today has an added importance as it comes at a time where the world contends with the consequences of a tense geopolitical situation, an acute energy crisis, and an impending food security problem, compounded by the negative economic impacts of the global pandemic, all while having to address the existential challenge of climate change with its cross-cutting economic and social dimensions. In short, we are living through difficult times. Egypt has been particularly affected by the consequences of the geopolitical tensions the world is dealing with today. We are dealing with the spikes in energy and food prices and the decline in revenues from our vital tourism sector. Nonetheless, we have thus far been able to absorb the most severe impacts of the crisis through several rapid actions aimed at stabilizing the economy and incentivizing investments while protecting the most vulnerable sectors of our society. These measures include currency devaluation, increasing interest rates, and enhancing social protection schemes, measures which were made possible thanks to a serious and ambitious economic reform program that the government has been implementing since 2016, despite the difficult decisions it sometimes entailed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now abundantly clear and empirically established that the economic model adopted globally since the Industrial Revolution is patently unsustainable, that a rapid, just transition towards sustainability is inevitable, and that the sooner we shift towards a greener economy and more sustained consumption and production patterns, the quicker we'll be able to harness the opportunities presented by this shift. We in Egypt have been keenly aware of the potential opportunities of this transition early on, and have adopted the necessary legislations to this end, with a view to creating a conducive environment for green investment and providing the necessary tools such as green bonds, along with preparing a long-term progressive sustainable development strategy, Egypt Vision 2030 and Climate Strategy 2050. Our event today reflects the full commitment of stakeholders in Egypt and the United Kingdom to move forward in this regard across all fronts, including in renewable energy, energy efficiency, green hydrogen, water management, coastal zone protection, and other innovative solutions, all of which position Egypt to become a clean energy hub for Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, as host to the upcoming COP27 in November, and consistent with our emphasis on implementation, I had the pleasure of co-hosting with COP26 President, along with the government of Denmark, a ministerial meeting on the implementation of climate commitments a few days ago in Copenhagen. The deliberations and discussions reflected at that meeting the sense of urgency we all share. Yet without proper implementation, our efforts would well be in vain. Therefore, we expect all countries and stakeholders to come to COP27 with enhanced commitments coupled with clear-cut visions on implementing these commitments. Bearing in mind that massive gaps remain with regards to mitigation, adaptation, and climate finance, and much work remains to be done. Businesses and the private sector have a crucial role to play in addressing climate change. Your engagement is a step in the right direction towards turning promises into actual work on the ground, addressing climate change while achieving sustainable development and mutual benefit for all. And while conferences of the parties are essentially an intergovernmental process, culminating in agreed text. Implementation on the ground is impossible without the full engagement and participation of all stakeholders. With this in mind, we fully intend for COP27 to be inclusive of all such stakeholders, who will be provided with the opportunity to showcase their work, share their experiences, collaborate with governments, and essentially be part of the overall solution. Ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to your discussions in this important event as an opportunity to better engage with distinguished ministers and members of the visiting delegation, hoping that such visit would culminate in specific, tangible, impactful projects and actions on the ground. I thank you.